Hi, everyone, and welcome to StudioJake. I, of course, am your host, Jacob Airy. Thank you for joining me today on my vidcast, where I talk about all things pop culture, from anime to television to film and comic books, plus so much more. I would really appreciate it if you would like this video, leave me a comment, share it out all over the interwebs, and, of course, subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscriptions. I'm over 800, so any and all help. You have no idea. Thank you to everyone who does subscribe and who encourages people to subscribe. I really appreciate it. I don't take you for granted. All right. So, it looks like we have a new Superman. Now, I've always said that Zack Snyder is a hack, and I genuinely believe that. I think he's a hack. He's a director who has, while he can create some visually stunning, you know, special effects and cinematography, he has no idea what character development is. He has no idea how to make a proper story arc. He has no idea how to honor source material that he is basing his film on, and that was abundantly clear in Man of Steel. Now, however, I did think that Henry Cavill was right to play Superman, and I did think that Amy Adams was correct to play Lois Lane. The two of them clearly wanted to do good in the role, but were hindered by Zack Snyder's terrible directing. And I kept hoping we would get a Superman movie with Henry Cavill and Amy Adams reprising their roles. However, James Gunn, the co-director, CEO, whatever it is, of DC Films, decides that he wants to put his own signature on a franchise. He's totally rebooting it, as became abundantly clear in The Flash, and it's becoming clear in the Aquaman sequel. He's determined not to make money because, James Gunn, he does a good job of playing lip service to perverts. Did I say that out loud? James Gunn does a good job of paying lip service to the fans, but he really hates us. He knows that, real fans are the ones who put butts in seats, and as Warner Brothers continues to alienate us from the DC comics, not just on film, but on television and in the comic books themselves, Gunn is kind of in a rock and a hard place because he wants to do his own thing like he did with the Guardians of the Galaxy. He was able to divert from the comic books when it comes to Guardians of the Galaxy because they were such a bottom tier Marvel comic. Let's face it, people weren't rushing to buy Guardians of the Galaxy until the films came out. It had been years since they had had a best-selling arc. And, unlike, say, Spider-Man or the X-Men or the Avengers, they were, I don't even think a Guardians of the Galaxy comic book was running when the movie came out. Now, if I'm incorrect about that, please let me know in the comics. But he can't really do that with, say, Superman, because Superman is so well established. He has a definite fan base and lore. But instead of listening to the fans, and in this DC reboot, bringing back Cavill as Superman, as Clark Kent, he has decided to completely redo it, start from scratch with a new film called Superman Legacy. Now, James Gunn is a better filmmaker than Zack Snyder. There's no question about that. What the big mystery was who was going to take on those roles, and it looks like we have an answer. This is from Bounding Into Comics. James Gunn announces David Corenswet as his Superman and Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane for Superman Legacy. Now, I mean, no disrespect to those celebrities. If I mispronounce their names, please again inform me in the comments. So, it says, Superman Legacy director James Gunn announced that David Corenswet will play Superman and Rachel Brosnahan will play Lois Lane in the upcoming film. Deadline initially announced that Cornswet and Brosnahan nabbed the roles, claiming they were among 6 actors who were filmed screen tests during the June 17th weekend. And then it lists a couple of other people. Gunn confirmed the announcement on Twitter, writing accurate and other things. The confirmation comes after Gunn announced he would no longer have Henry Cavill continue the role of Superman, despite Warner Brothers Pictures having Cavill return for a cameo role in Black Adam, as well as Cavill announcing he would be returning to the role in future films. Gunn previously claimed he did not continue with Cavill because he'd be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life. He tweeted, "Our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill." All right, so there we go. the big mystery is solved. We have our two actors and actresses. I will say that the two of them look the part of Clark Kent and Lois Lane. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I have no reason to think they're terrible. So who knows? Maybe they will be good in the roles, and maybe this will be a good movie. I will say, though, Gunn and his co CEO or manager or whatever they are, Peter Safran, the two of them have a long mountain to climb. Like I said, James Gunn, he's kind of a pervert, and his perversion got him fired from Disney initially, went from Guardians 3, although they rehired him. I remember crazies were saying, "Oh, it's just like cancel culture." No, it wasn't. He went on and made Brightburn. He went on and made the Suicide Squad. He wasn't canceled. Spare me. He still got his multi-million-dollar checks. Anyway, neither here nor there. And also, DC Comics has had a ton of failures. I just did a review of The Flash. You can read that on my website, StudioJakeMedia.com. One of the biggest things about The Flash is people just didn't care to see it because they knew it's going to be rebooted. The Flash didn't really provide an end to the original DCEU, which was the original name of the film franchise, the DC Extended Universe. And it also didn't offer a glimpse into the new universe. So there was really no point to see it. And it wasn't really advertised in that way. Same with upcoming Aquaman. They keep saying it's going to be the last film in sort of the DCEU that was established by Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. But the thing is, a lot of fans don't want to see those movies anymore. We're tired of the Punisher wannabe Batman. We're tired of the teen angsty Superman that was portrayed on screen. We're tired of all that. We want to see Superman be heroic. We want to see truth, justice in the American way. We want to see Batman be about justice, but also about hope. And it doesn't do DC any favors when they're saying, "Oh, okay, well, we're going to keep Ezra Miller, a convicted criminal, but we're going to fire Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot, and Jason Momoa. There's been no confirmation if he's going to return as Aquaman. Those were the three actors that the fans actually, even guys like me who don't like the Snyder films, we still thought, hey, these people are good actors. They portray these characters very well. Jeremy Irons as Alfred. He did a good job as Alfred. Ben Affleck, like I said, not so much as Batman, at least in Batman versus Superman or in the Zack Snyder's Justice League. But in the Whedon cut, love it or hate it, he portrayed Batman well in there, as well as in The Flash. We didn't get to see them grasp their full potential. And I think that it's such a shame because, like I said, that Ben Affleck is an incredibly talented actor. He's got a lot of personal troubles. I know he was causing a lot of drama on the set of Justice League when both Snyder and Whedon were doing their initial cuts. So it's, kind of no surprise that no one really wants to work with him or have him return as Batman, or that he doesn't want to return Batman. He's busy making Dunkin' Donuts commercials. But neither here nor there. I just think that probably the safer bet for Gunn was he should have brought in characters and actors that fans were more familiar with. There was rumors for a long time that he was going to bring on Arrowverse actors to return to the roles, but in this new DC film universe. But I guess they thought that would be too confusing for fans. Personally, I would have loved to have seen that. I would have liked to have seen these actors come together in a different context. It would have probably confused a few people, but I think audiences are smarter than Hollywood thinks they are, and I think it would have worked out. That being said, the new universe is going to launch with Blue Beetle, apparently. It's Blue Beetle, I guess, is going to kind of be a prelude. I have no plans to see Blue Beetle in theaters, especially after the way they ended the trailer with Georgia Lopez yelling, "Baby is a fascist." Okay, yeah, we get it. You want to get likes from the Tumblr crowd. Okay, move on. That's old. We want to see Batman in his prime, ready to go. And I honestly think that's why the Batman with Robert Pattinson, was so successful. Even if you thought the movie was too long or had too many endings, still... you got to see Batman sort of in his prime, kicking butt and taking names. So whatever the case may be, I'm going to, sit back, I'm going to relax, and I'm going to see where this new it's DCU film franchise is going to go. And, who knows? It could be good, it could be bad. We'll all just have to wait for the trailer and reports, coming from the set as the movie gets made. But whatever the case may be, I'm gonna definitely give David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan. I'm gonna give them a shot. There's no reason not to. I'm gonna, I don't want to hate something that we don't even have a trailer or a poster for yet. So, especially since, like I said, they both look the parts, I think it's worth it. But time will tell. I could be wrong about that. Maybe I'm not trying not to be pessimistic, but I also want to be cautiously optimistic. Whatever plans Warner Brothers Discovery has for the DCU, I I can't really say that I trust them completely, much less James Gunn and Peter Safran. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up, that you'll leave me a comment, tell me what you think, that you'll share it out with your friends, and of course, consider subscribing to Studio Jake. I cover all kinds of nerd and pop culture topics, including film, television, anime, comic books, and so much more. I hope that you'll also head over to my main website, StudioJakeMedia.com, where I have even more news, views, and commentary. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, head over to my locals page. That's studiojakemedia.locals.com. It's the best way to support me. I'm trying to build a little community there. I have exclusive reviews and articles, so definitely head over there and check it out. And I'll see you next time, right here on Studio Jake.